So Disney is coming.
Yeah.
And they're saying you can't do Airbnbs because Disney is coming.
Well, I think there was already regulations in play that were already on the way that were in talks, but I think
that sounds like a money play.
Yeah, it is. But I think because of what's coming, it's just adding fuel to the fire.
So why would Disney not want Airbnbs?
Well, when you got to look at it, Disney as a company, they don't want to give any market share. It's not just a theme park. They're going to own a lot of buildings there for people to stay at.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? They're not going to want a lot of listings around where their theme park is going to be to just be offering short-term rentals all willy-nilly.
What's going on, man?
Man, I can't call it, man. Good to be here.
I got my guy TJ in the building.
Sir. Yes, sir.
Yo, man, what an honor and a pleasure. So, I know you working.
Yeah.
You're not just working in Houston.
Yeah.
You moving to Florida too?
Well, right now all my properties are here in Texas.
Okay.
Here in the H.
Okay.
But we're looking to probably be in 2 additional markets by the end of the year. Florida is definitely going to be one of them, for sure.
Florida's going to be one of them.
100%.
Which part of Florida?
We're looking at few markets in Florida, Miami, West Palm Beach. We're looking at Tampa as well, some areas there. So, but yeah.
You're throwing big words out there with that Yammy situation. What's going on with this Yammy, bro?
It's interesting. What I like about Miami is that, first of all, Miami's awesome. It's actually probably my second favorite place probably my favorite place to visit outside of Houston, outside of living in Houston.
Facts.
And Miami has pretty strict, let me not say strict, but regulated laws when it comes to short-term rentals. And you have to have the licensing, and they only, have certain areas that you can have certain amounts. But if you have the hotel designation, if you're already a hotel or you have that licensing or you have that designation, then you can run the play there for sure. And so for me in Miami, we're not even looking for no single family or trying to do some arbitrage here and there. We're trying to buy a few hotels.
So you're not even on the Airbnb play?
No. Well, we leverage Airbnb. That's the thing. And people, what I like to drop on to people right now, the way what this game is turning into and what our business model has been kind of transitioning into is, and everybody's business model should transition to this, is look at Airbnb as a leverage platform. Like, yes, let's make money from it. 100%. We'll make money from it, but you should also leverage Airbnb. And so, yes, we're not necessarily buying buildings to put on Airbnb per se. We're buying buildings to run a business, and we're going to leverage Airbnb to keep our units full.
Gotcha. That's a whole different play.
It is.
Okay. Dallas is making problems for the short-term rental space.
Right.
What's going on in Dallas?
Well, you could probably attribute that to a few things. I think just the normal short-term rental issues and Airbnb issues that are kind of what is making these multiple markets come down with different regulations. That is what's there. That's already been in conversation for a little bit. But I think the fact that, they're building a version of Orlando, Disney World, what they're doing in Orlando, out in Dallas, I think that when you look at just the regulation, how strict it is because of Disney in Orlando, I think that's kind of the same energy they putting in.
So Disney is coming.
Yeah.
And they're saying you can't do Airbnbs because Disney is coming.
Well, I think there was already regulations in play that were already on the way that were in talks, but I think
that sounds like a money play.
Yeah, it is. But I think because of what's coming, it's just adding fuel to the fire.
So why would Disney not want Airbnbs?
Well, when you got to look at it, Disney as a company, they don't want to give any market share. It's not just a theme park. They're going to own a lot of buildings there for people to stay at.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So they're going to want to. They're not going to want a lot of listings around where their theme park is going to be to just be offering short-term rentals all willy-nilly.
Bro.
Yeah, it's a lot to consider.
Bro,
a lot of research.
It's almost like they playing a game not fair.
It's one of those things.
Or is it just business?
That's just business. That's exactly what I was about to say. That's exactly what I was about to say. It's business, and if it's not, you can't be mad at it. You just have to figure out how to play the game, right? How to maneuver. Absolutely.
And so, from a hotel perspective, if you're a hotel, you could play in the space.
Well, when you this is why I love buying the kind of assets that we buy now, because you're kind of under different kind of guidelines because you're providing your asset is known to provide housing, short-term housing, and has that designation.
Gotcha.
Which is different from somebody who has a residential property that is meant to be lived in long-term, but you're making it a short-term property. So it's totally different. So you kind of play a different game when you go to the hotel route for sure.
So, bro, like on some real, how are you managing all of this with the lady? Come on, bro. Like you going to Miami.
Well,
how does this balance?
It's business. You know what I'm saying? It's business. We're going to buy buildings. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And even with that, she, it's something that she is actually, looking forward to because you like spend some time out there. You know what I mean? So it's one of those things, man. We are. It's just business got to be done. Business got to be done. You know what I'm saying?
It's no complaints.
No, not at all, man. When you
I need some TJ game. I need some TJ game. So basically, okay. So you're gonna be back and forth to from Miami and Houston.
Yeah. Let's just and I don't like to. I'm one of those. I've learned my lesson about getting too excited or tooting my own horn before the deal even closes. So we're looking at a lot of deals in Florida. Where we end up because we're looking heavy in Miami. We're leaning heavy in certain markets than others. But it may not be Miami where we close in next. We may come across something in West Palm Beach that's amazing, right? That we may run a play on, which we are looking at deals out there too. So, but depending on the play, we will have to probably spend some time there to get it up and running for sure.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Bro, I ended up connecting with your suit guy.
Shouts out to Phil.
Yeah, man. He got me nice and situated for my little old big day. You know what I mean?
It's gonna be a special day, man.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna be fly.
You're gonna be real fly. You're gonna be my level fly.
It's different. I saw the suits and I was like, yo, this is TJ like all day. And so I asked him, I'm like, yo, like, do you know I got an 18? Because the styling.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Bro,
that's wild,
crazy.
Bro. That's wild. So you ain't even go in there already assuming that he knew.
Yeah, this got to be TJ game. You know what I mean? But that said something about the suits you wear.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Stand out.
Man, so what's next, bro? Like, what? I know that you got the hotel joint in Houston.
Yeah.
Well, I know y'all ran into a couple delays.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
He said, "Oh my gosh."
Well, it's interesting because we just got last week. We just got our final permits approved with everything.
Are you serious?
Yeah, everything is finalized. Everything is approved. So now we're just waiting on our certificate of occupancy.
Oh, bro.
Still got to get that too. Yeah.
So tell me this, bro. In hindsight, because I know I go back and forth with this. Matter of fact, I go back and forth with this with Brian all the time on a new construction.
Yeah.
Right? Or a rehab.
Yeah.
As long as you've been in this rehab with dealing with the city, because it's not the rehab
it's not so much the rehab as the city. Yeah.
You're dealing with the city.
Yeah, absolutely.
Would you recommend, if you was running the same play again, would you run the new construction joint or would you have done a rehab?
I would, if we're talking about if I can run the same play with the same numbers during new construction, then I probably would have went new construction. But the fact that I was able to get this property at the kind of discount that I was able to get it is because there's a building already there.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
So you have to kind of weigh the pros and cons.
Gotcha.
If I did new construction, I would have pretty much had to buy the land. Then it's all the upfront stuff that you got to wait on.
That is a fact.
The funding is different, which it can be a little bit more challenging with new construction. The permitting process, getting everything approved, not only is the cost of it, but the waiting period versus a rehab where you can just go in. We can start the rehab right away. Now, what the downside about a rehab is the unforeseen things that is likely not in your budget that is going to come foreseen.
Well, this is my issue with that. because I got a battle for my philosophy.
Go ahead.
my issue with it, because I've done an extreme rehab, right? So when you do extreme rehab, you damn near got to deal with the city anyway.
You do.
And once you involve them in your project, tell me this. Okay, so let me break it down. So you got new construction on one side.
Yeah.
You still got to deal with the city, but at least once you start building,
you're good.
You're good to go.
Yeah.
Ain't no stopping.
Yeah.
Now you got an extensive rehab.
Yeah.
You're going to try to avoid the city as much as you possibly can, but then find out you can't.
Yeah.
And then you're going to go through all of the new construction process while you got money on the line.
Well, fair point. I'm not saying it's wrong, but here's the thing. With all the work that's required to do new construction up front, you can kind of say it could take you 6 months to start a project.
That's a fact.
And you're still paying on that property within that 6 months.
Maybe not.
Maybe not. Very true. But it still takes time. Now, if I buy and it's a rehab, by the way, I'm not advocating that one is better because I know the pros and cons of
I
each.
want to argue. I want people to learn. You know what I mean?
I don't want to argue. I'm going to use that, bro. I want to argue. I promise I'm going to use that. Golly. So, I mean, here's the thing, though. If I can get into the project quicker, because here's one thing you got to understand about real estate. Speed is very important. So if I can get into it and start doing it quicker, but this is why, the reasons why you don't like rehabs is why I actually do full gut rehabs, because I don't want any surprises. I'm going to replace everything anyway.
Gotcha.
But I'm going to get in and I'm going to start fast.
Yes.
And I'm going to replace everything anyway.
Now,
and the fact that you can't finesse the city in any way from a fashion, new construction. But you can get away with a few things doing a rehab, even an extensive rehab. You can get away with a few things.
But you did get lucky on this one, though. You got lucky.
Well,
you had a nine-job brother come through. Let's talk about it.
Okay, so it would depend on what you would consider luck, because there was still a lot of other stuff that was not so lucky. But there were some things that happened that voted in our favor because I had some people that were looking out for me.
So let's talk about that. What was that situation like in that moment? Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Because see, these are the unforeseen.
Yeah.
And this is just for the people. I just want people to get why I'm advocating so strong on my side. So you had a situation.
Well, here's the thing. I had a situation, but I have to also take responsibility for this, because there were certain things going into this level of remodel on this big of a project that I didn't know you had to do, which is like an asbestos remediation. If you do a project this extensive, this level of commercial, you have to get asbestos remediation done, especially a survey done to see if there's asbestos there so you can do the remediation on it. I didn't do the survey. I didn't even know I needed to do the survey. Now, if I knew that, I would have avoided this. So that's the thing. But I did. Okay, so now it happened, though. It happened.
Yeah, we here.
We here. It happened.
So
we're here. So yeah, and so what ended up happening was, now it's time for us. We got our rough plumbing in. Boom. They came and got inspected. We're getting our HVAC, mechanical, all that stuff. And so all of a sudden the city's like, we're not sending out an inspector to inspect anything else anymore until you do an asbestos survey. We're seeing that you don't have one on file. I said, well, what are you talking about? I didn't know. What is that even? You're asking me to.
Asbestos. Yo,
ain't no asbestos. Here's what's crazy. I was like, man, I ain't worried about no asbestos. Everything's demo. We just started we got plumbing going in. What I'm worried about? I said, what's the asbestos survey? They said, man, you gotta do the asbestos survey. I said, you know what? Fine. I figured out how much the asbestos survey is. $2,500 for the survey. I said, you know what? Well, I'll pay the $25. Ain't nothing in it anyway. We'll get this project back up and rolling.
Absolutely.
Special surveyor gets there. He said, he's like, first of all, why is this building demoed? He said, why is work happening right now?
Whoa.
I'm like, why is work not happening? What are you talking about right now?
What we doing?
What you mean?
Yeah.
So he's like, you're supposed to do this before you start the project, because we have to test the different things they got. So he's like, okay, well, I'm still seeing some sheetrock here. So he put a piece of sheetrock. Now, here's the thing. I don't know if you've ever demoed some old tile. I mean, old tile where they stick it with like a mastic glue. It's like a glue. So when you demo that tile, when you peel it, understand there's still that glue. It's still there.
Yeah.
And it's like a black charcoal color. Mm-hmm. And so he looked at it. Now, in one of the buildings, because there's 3 buildings on this property. One of the buildings, literally, one of the rooms that had the bathroom, it was just covered with that black tar looking glue. And he just like, yeah, I'm here to tell you right now, I ain't even got a sample that I'm tell you that's asbestos right there. Wow. That's what he told me. He said, I don't have to sample that. I'm telling you that's asbestos. I said, ain't no asbestos. What are you talking about?
It's glue, bro.
He said, this is the stuff that they used back then. Then he took a piece of the drywall. It wasn't too much of the drywall, but they saw traces of it. They saw traces as if it was painted over, but there was still traces of it. So he was like, and he said, and guess what? The third building, the building in the back, all the floors. Oh, bro. And I said, okay. And we were talking, and I said, okay, so let's just assume. I said, let's just assume that building back there has all of this on all the floors. He said, I'll tell you what, I'm not even going to go back there. He said, I'm not going to go back there. He said, you know what we're going to do? We're just going to stop this survey altogether. He said, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back in 2 days and do the survey again.
Wow.
I said, say less. Wow. What do you think happened? I don't even know if you can air this. Can I still get in trouble talking about this? Can you air this? You asked me a question that could put me in jail right now.
So you fixed it. You fixed it.
We fixed it.
And you was able to...
When he came back, it was only... when he came back, now there was still some stuff because he had already took samples of the buildings. Now, the buildings he stepped in, he had to take samples of.
Absolutely.
He said, I'm not even going to go to that back building. I'm going to come back. We're going to cancel this thing right now. And we're going to come back and handle that.
Bro, and see, this is the thing. And this is why I'm arguing.
Yeah.
Wouldn't have been no asbestos.
Wouldn't have been no asbestos. I already know where you're going. I know where you're going. I know it. That's why I had set that preface earlier. I said, well, if I had known, we would have been no asbestos. Would have been no asbestos. But to your point, that will be an issue, not even an issue in the new construction world. That would not even be an issue, to your point.
And I got to argue real quick again. So, let me tell you the play I'm running. You know, and this is for anybody who's trying to run this play. Let's say, for instance, you was in a situation, and I'm going to paint this picture for you. Mm-hmm. You're in a situation where you can partner with the seller. The seller comes in, let's say they got $100,000 worth of land.
I love this place. Creative.
You know what I mean? And let's say you tell that seller, I'm going to give you 20% of this LLC.
Yeah.
And I'm going to build a $400,000 or $500,000, whatever much you want to build on that property. Right? How much money you done came out of pocket?
No money.
$0. Now, let's say you build on that particular property.
That's powerful. Sheesh.
You still going to wait 6 months, but how much you paying in interest on hard money while you're doing that?
Because you own it free and clear, technically. You know, it's the beauty of creative financing.
I'm just
even
saying.
on new construction.
Wow. You know what I mean?
Okay, I give you that.
So now you in a situation where you ain't got no money out.
Yeah.
Now you do got to pay for your plans.
Yeah.
You do got to pay for your permits up front. But let's say if you was in a situation, just hypothetically speaking, where you could go to get hard money on the land, right? Mm-hmm. And let's say you sell the land to your new LLC, right? And the bank give you some money to, for the beginning piece of that particular property, right? And then you put that money in your pocket, and that pays for all of your upfront everything. Yeah. I mean, is that is that interest only payment like hitting you too hard at that point?
So I mean,
I'm just asking.
Yeah.
What you think about it?
Well, if you use hard money to pay for the land, but you also sold the land to yourself, and so you sold the land to yourself, created that pot of money essentially, but you still have a loan on it from the hard money on the land that you sold.
Just the land.
Just the land.
Just the land.
So you still owe the hard money lender.
You still owe
them.
But a smaller amount.
But a small amount of money. It's just the land. So that interest only payment ain't bad at all.
It's real small.
Real small.
And you do your new construction.
Yeah.
No asbestos. I'm arguing right now. I'm arguing. I want you to combat this. Because, you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, I'm trying to learn too. You know what I mean? Because, you know, I get into it all the time. Brian be hit me up like, yo, you gotta buy some shit. Like, you waiting too long. Yeah. And I be feeling it. You know what I mean? I be feeling it. Yo, they done bought 16 doors in the last 16 days. Literally. You hear me? Literally. So I'm like, yo,
you in the dust right now.
I'm in the dust. You know what I mean? So what's your take on that though? If all things considered, what's your take on that?
You know what? That's a good play. And I'm gonna paint another scenario for you.
Let's talk about it.
So I just helped my student negotiate one of these deals. So what I like about that play is, first of all, you're paying interest only, but it's interest only just on the land.
Yes.
Which is a very small amount, definitely enough to not impede on what's about to happen with the new construction. Now, one of my students, he has a property that he wants to buy. The owner owns it free and clear. And so we helped him construct 2 offers.
Okay.
One cash, one owner finance. Now, they wanted $190,000 for this lot, for this property. It's a building on it. It's a building. It's worth $360 once it's fixed up. Needs $50 to $60K for the remodel. Worth $360. Even just with those numbers, that's a pretty decent deal. Even if you go get hard money loans to fund, to do a traditional route. So I said, okay, what if we gave her $200,000? We actually upped the price a little bit. And we told her that we'll give her principal-only payments for 2 years.
Ooh.
For this deal.
Okay.
Now, and when we literally, was a Zoom call, me, my student, and the seller. We're on a Zoom call, and I told the seller this, and I said, hey, look, even if I were to buy, the cash offer we made was $167.
Okay.
I said, let's just say, because I know you don't want to sell it for $167. Let's just say you accept this offer. I said, did you know that I'm still going to overpay for this property? And she said, what do you mean? I said, well, guess what? If I go get a loan to pay for this property, that means that I'm going to buy it even at the price of $167. But guess what? I still owe interest to the bank. I still got to pay origination points and even the time that's going to accrue. Say I went and got a 30-year note to pay for this. Did you know by that 30 years, I've paid for it 3 times? Right? Just because of interest.
That's a fact.
I said, so most people overpay for their properties because if you just look at what you bought it for, you forgetting all the extra stuff that you got to pay. I said, so how about instead of overpaying the bank, I said, how about I just overpay you? Let's not let them win. I said, let's let you win and create a win-win situation between the both of us. So I'll come up on the price a little bit, but give us our terms. Let me give you what you want. Give us what we need. So guess what? Here's the beautiful thing about this. Now, a normal tradition, if we were to go get a hard money loan on this thing, we're paying interest only. Yeah. And we did the math. That mortgage would have been about $2,500 a month because with the 70% loan of value of $360, when you do the math, it comes out to about $2,500, almost $2,600 a month. We agreed to do this to pay her interest only payments of $1,270 a month. Interest only payments of $1,270 a month is what we agreed for her to pay. So on one end, you pay. I'm principal only payments. On one end, you pay interest only to the bank. On this end, you pay principal only to the seller. And by the time that term is up, you would have paid down the loan so much that it's okay to overpay for it. Because if I was to go hard money, this is why I had to literally paint the picture for my student. I say, listen, if you go hard money, you pay the interest.
Facts.
And it's interest only. When it's time to refi, that same amount is still due.
Facts.
Versus if you were to go this route, pay principal-only payments, you're paying down the loan. Now what are you really paying interest on? The money you're going to go borrow to do the remodel. You're only paying an interest on that. That's it, on the $60K.
Bro, that is spicy.
So we can get creative either way. So I like your creative play. We're gonna compare creative.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it. I like that.
All right,
but there's creative plays that you can run that will still bold on the rehab, not new construction. We can still run a play on the regular rehab too.
I love it. Yo, that's a spicy play. You know what? When I think about it though, with the interest rates going up, that may not be a bad play.
Yes.
for a lot of creative deals.
Yes.
Overpay
for it. You're gonna overpay anyway.
You're gonna overpay.
That's what people don't understand. But let's not let the bank win. Let the seller win. Let the seller win, and guess what's gonna happen? They're gonna, because you let them win. You know what the seller said? The seller said, "Wow, it's a win-win." Exactly. I didn't even have to say it. The seller said, "Oh my God, it's a win-win." You're right.
You're right. Wow.
What if that seller said, "You know what? I just want to do a year." What if we do a year? What if you pay principal-only payments for a whole year? That still makes a significant difference.
Of money. Wow. That is amazing.
And because he's going to run it this play, he's literally going to have enough spread to fund to furnishings for this house too.
That is insane. All right, so you got this hotel in Houston.
Yeah.
You got something else going on, like in September.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bro, like, what are you doing? Like,
yeah.
I think with your players, you go to all of the events. I think this. I'm just putting this together in my mind.
Put it together.
TJ goes to all of the events.
Yeah.
Everything popping in the H-Town. TJ is in the building.
Yeah.
He's connected with all of the, the sororities, all of the things. You got what you got going on?
Who's who? You know what I'm saying?
Let's talk about this, because everybody don't get this.
Yeah,
I just want to put that out there.
You get the magnitude of what's happening September 15 to 16 in the H. I'm trying to put together probably the most valuable, the most impactful real estate event / short-term rental event. I did my first annual last year, the Rentrepreneur Summit. Mm-hmm. It was awesome. It was dope. Y'all were there.
Yes.
Y'all opened up for your boy.
That's a fact.
Much love. This year, we're going bigger. So we confirmed locked in the George R. Brown Convention Center.
George R. Brown.
The lineup is going to be nuts.
Can we say George R. Brown?
George R. Brown.
George R. Brown one more time?
Yeah.
That is insane.
Yes.
So how did you connect this, bro? Let's be real.
Man, a lot of times, this is why I tell people all the time, bro. I don't care if you're in real estate. I don't care what business you have, especially if you're in real estate, because people in real estate think that it's their asset that's going to get them places, like their cash flow and their equity. And the fact that they own this building is going to help them get more. Yes, in a way it does, because when and this is natural progression.
Yeah.
But understand that without relationships, you have to value relationship, because guess what? What the biggest value in real estate is not your asset, it's not your equity, it's not cash flow, it's the relationships you build on the way.
That's a fact.
And I literally just relationship my way into George R. Brown is what happened.
Let's talk about these relationships. Because these ain't regular relationships.
That you just said it ain't regular. That's why I don't even know if I can even talk about it like I don't know. We can just talk about the relationship like
the people want to know.
Oh my God.
So, okay. Big relationships.
Yeah, good relationships. Yeah, because you can't just pull up on George R. Brown.
You can't pull up on a George R. Brown. I've tried. And it's one of them situations where when you get the call in, it's like, yeah, we're pretty much booked.
Yeah, absolutely.
100 years out. When is your event?
Yeah.
Okay.
Literally.
So 2085.
Yeah.
I think we could squeeze you in. I think we got a Thursday open.
Yeah. Literally.
I got a
Thursday.
Thursday.
You'd be lucky you get a Tuesday.
6 a.m. to 9 Central Standard Time. Does that work?
For your breakfast conference.
You get one literally this year.
Yeah.
So that means it was some conversation and some maneuvering.
Yes. And it was also a tribute to a successful first year.
Successful first year.
A successful first event last year.
So it's
really
levels.
Helped. Yeah.
So let's talk about these relationships in Houston, because I see you literally everywhere. When I'm on social media and I'm looking at anybody that got something going on in Houston, I see TJ. Yeah. There's a couple people I'm going to see. Matter of fact, I'm going to see TJ. I'm going to see Chris Senegal.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm going to see Chris.
Yeah,
I'm going to see TJ and Chris Senegal.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. Now, granted, we both know a lot of people in the age just making some crazy moves. But they just not, what I'm saying? They don't want to be branded like, they don't want to be in a mess like that. So, but yeah.
Can you speak to how you really building these relationships.
Yeah, bro.
Because you building relationships at a high level. And I know people, a lot of people miss that part. You want to make a ton of money, right? And, we do decent, right? But we ain't out there like that.
Man, it's interesting. I'll use this example. I know from our conference last year, the lineup was pretty fire.
It was.
The lineup was dope. But, and these are all my friends. You know what I mean? And somebody asked me, said, bro, how the heck did you get Cody? How did you get Max to speak at your? And they're like, and they're like, how much you got to pay? It's like, well, how much you got to pay them? Yeah. It's like, I didn't pay any of my speakers anything. Not one speaker paid. I didn't pay anything. But guess what? I showed up for them too. I showed up for them, and I don't know if you know, like when I get on stage, when I speak, bro, there's an anointing. There's something that comes out. I didn't even realize I was good at speaking just a few years ago. I didn't realize it. You know what I'm saying? And even when I tell a lot of how my relationships were birthed that I know now, I'll attribute it to even our Clubhouse days. Which I still have to thank you for, because you were the one who sent me my Clubhouse invite in 2020 November.
That is a fact.
And you sent me that Clubhouse invite, and I was like,
something new.
I said, golly, something else.
Yeah, man.
I'm having a hard time keeping up with IG.
Yeah.
What I'm gonna do with this new thing? But I kept seeing it. People post a screenshot on there. I said, man, let me tap in, bro. It took me literally like 6 weeks after you sent me that invite to get tapped in the Clubhouse. And I'm here to tell you right now, I wouldn't be here without it. With the relationships that I gained on Clubhouse, with that room, because I was hosting my room. I was the first person to have an approved room in my space, a short-term rental. So I started doing my weekly rooms. You know what I'm saying? And so I just kept, even when I didn't feel like it, I was just consistent. But the relationship, because I saw the value, the relationship, the people I was meeting. And the good thing about sharing the stage with people, even though you can't see them, you get to have conversation with them. You get to see what they're about, what their thought process is, how they do business. And then that way, when you do meet them, it's like, man, it's like y'all been fans for a long time.
Wow.
And so the relationships that I made on Clubhouse, even connecting with Cody, connecting with Vina, like a lot of these people that I'm really close with now, that I'm tapped into, that not only has it been a blessing knowing them, but they have opened me up to crazy networks. I've had, man, it's been a heck of a ride these past couple of years.
So let's speak to that, man. The conversation and the speaking.
Yeah.
And how you got good at that.
Yeah.
You didn't even know you were good at it.
No.
But Clubhouse gave you, I guess, confirmation on that?
Well, here's the thing. When I realized that I liked teaching. Now, understand, I'm not new to teaching. In college, I was a TA. I was a math TA, which I was so good at it, they gave me my own classroom, right? And so I was tutoring mathematics. I was tutoring college algebra, calculus 1, and business calculus.
Like, wait a minute, I always would think to myself, like, yo, like, that's a special individual that teaches people math, bro.
Yeah.
That's a different level of intelligence.
Man, I was, I did engineering, and actually I have a math minor on accident. I didn't realize.
So many dang on math classes.
Math classes, that's why.
You mathed up.
You know what I'm saying? But what happened, it started then, really. Honestly, if I really look back, it started then. But I think this real estate and my entrepreneurship era in real estate just really confirmed it and added a level of fire to it that opened up a certain level of talent that I was like, okay, this is something that I realize now is a blessing.
Are you using the math skills with these real estate deals?
Math? Well, you don't need any math. Well, if I could, sometimes I wish there was math skills involved with these real estate deals. That way I could have an edge. But really, basic math.
Basic stuff.
Basic math, isn't it?
It ain't like
calculate percentages, you'll be all right.
Yeah, it ain't like what do you call these? The derivatives and all
it's
of
not
these.
difficult. We're not Pim Dawson anything. We're not doing quadratic equations and whatnot. But I'm telling, like, I was teaching mathematics, but it's crazy. I remember when I first had my first classroom, and students came in to get tutoring. Yeah. I was so nervous. I was sweating. My palms were sweating. I was so scared and nervous to where I was shaking, writing on the board. I was like, yeah, so we gonna add the 2 here? Can y'all understand what I'm saying so far?
But you love teaching.
But I was doing it, and then one of the guys, I'll never forget this, bro. One of the guys said, dude, what is this? And he literally gets up and He's like, man, I can probably go study somewhere else and be good. He gets up and walks out the room. My first experience as having my own classroom.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
he's like, well, this sucks.
Well, this sucks. But I say that to say you can't discount yourself based off of that, though, because it don't matter if you're talented or you have skill. If it's your first time, you're still going to be rough around the edges.
That's a fact.
And so the thing is, if I had let that experience to decide that, you know what, I'm not good at this.
Yeah.
Then
Like a lot of people do.
Like a lot of people do.
Yeah.
Then I wouldn't be here, because guess what? I went from that experience to having classrooms with so many people that is standing room. I'm talking about 150 people packed out in a room wanting to learn from me, learn mathematics from me. That's what we transitioned to. Wow. And so it was like, no, are you going to TJ's review session? Are you going to TJ? And people would see me like, TJ, hey, when's your next review session? That's what it turned to. But if I had just let that first experience, you know what I mean?
So you're a natural teacher.
I was, and literally all I did was, because I took these classes. So all I did was I had all the problems that I had for the review session. I was just solving problems. Just solving. And did y'all understand it or no? Okay, what you understand? All right, well, what I did here, we did this. Can we go to the next one? All right, bet. Next one. What y'all understand about that one? All right, bet. What I did here, I did this. All right, we good? All right, next one. Literally. And it was fun. And I had a great time, not just going through problems. And so then that's where, the knack for teaching was definitely there, for sure. And so I never forget my boy Kevo. I got to give credit to Kevin Shelton on this one. It was 2018. I had just bought my first duplex that I was going to make a short-term rental. Now, this was like my unit number 7 and 8, I believe. And he was like, bro, like, man, you pretty good at this, bro. You should consider, like, showing people how to do this. Like, wow. And so I was like, you think I can? He said, bro,
like you got this.
You need to run the play on this, man.
Yeah.
So I had my first class. I didn't even charge for it. I said, man, just anybody just come to I went taught it at my Airbnb. Like, come see how I set it up, see how I have it going on. And right there in the living room, I just taught it. I was just teaching and I put together a presentation. I just went through it. And that mug was nerve-wracking and fun as heck at the same time.
Wow.
And I realized that, I want to do more of this. I want to do more of this. You know what I'm saying? And so now it just transitions to what happens on stage. But I tell people, my superpower is not what I know. My superpower is really my energy. It's how passionate I am when I teach.
Sense. That makes sense, bro. That makes sense. Now, we done went from school, and you damn near depressed me for a little while. I'm like, wait a minute now, am I going back to school with this? Because I do not want to ever take not one more math class for the rest of my life. I'm good with it.
Yeah, I am too.
Here's the thing, though. What's your top restaurants in the H, man?
Man, I'm like the worst person to ask, bro. I promise you, because I just like everything.
Top though, because you got to have a top.
There's so many even new joints that came out that I ain't even tried yet. There's so much stuff, bro.
Houston is crazy.
It's wild.
The reason why I ask, because a lot of people when Houston, I think will at some point be like the food capital.
I can see it.
We moving towards.
I can see it,
especially in the black restaurant space. But you gotta have your What we looking at?
I know TLH makes me a lot of money.
TLH?
That's why Turkey Leg Hut.
Turkey Leg Hut. Yeah, that's a fact.
They make me a lot of money because I got a lot of units around there.
Absolutely.
So a lot of people love going there. And they stay with us. And so
they stay with you because of Turkey Leg Hut?
Well, they'll try to find somewhere close to it. And we have units really close to it. So
that's like a tourist attraction at this point.
Well, when they come, it's almost like they have to try. You come to Houston, you gotta try Turkey Leg Hut.
Gotcha.
And then it turns to, well, let's get something that's kind of close to that area. They'll just find
that
my
is
units.
So dope, bro. That speaks a lot about Turkey Leg Hut.
Yeah, bro.
A food experience, but also an experience in itself.
It's an experience in itself. Absolutely, it's an experience in itself.
Okay, so that's number one.
You got all the restaurants in Midtown, bro. Honestly, I wish I could tell you. I really wish I could answer this question. Because I feel like if I say something, I'd sound dark. Then I'll think of something else. Like, oh no, the other spot that was good too.
Best steak.
Oh man, best. That's okay. We can do that.
Making this easy.
We can do that. Man, that's a tough one, bro. I can't even hold you. I can't even hold you. You got I mean, the people will throw maestros out there, but I don't think they're necessarily the best. I mean, to me, it's pretty comparable to and Willie G is really a seafood, but they got good steak too. But what's the one, the super popular one?
Steak 48.
Steak 48 is pretty good.
Okay.
I like Steak 48.
Okay,
I like Steak 48. Is it Del? Is it Del Frisco's? Am I tripping? Is it Del Frisco? But I'll probably throw Steak 48 out there. They definitely, if they not number one, they top two.
Best
for sure.
seafood.
Man.
Put it like this: the easy ones.
Man.
Let's just put the easy ones.
Yeah.
Somebody say, "I'm coming to H-Town. I'm coming to your short-term rental." TJ, help me understand where I need to go get me some seafood.
If you're thinking like a nice cuisine, seafood, I'll probably go Willie's.
Okay.
Willie G's.
Okay.
If you're thinking like more just seafood, like you want some boiled seafood, I'll say Juicy Crab off of Scott Street.
Juicy crab.
Juicy's pretty good.
Okay.
That broiled, they got the broiled king crab as well.
Okay. I ain't even never heard of that. So I need to try that out.
Yeah.
I need to try the Willie joint too.
They're in tray.
Okay.
That Juicy's in tray. I'll probably throw Juicy out if they want something less. If they want a little rash. You know what I'm saying? Not nothing high class, and they want a nice broil, they can get something from Juicy for sure.
Best burger.
Man.
It's so many.
How do you decide that, bro? I mean, I'm gonna just, just
throw them out there.
Houston's Own just won Best Burger in America. You know what I'm saying? Bun just won Best Burger in America.
Oh, Bun B?
Bro, you ain't know Trill Burger? Trill Burger? They just won
Burger.
Best Burger on Good Morning America.
Come on, bro. You been there before?
I haven't been there before yet. Not yet.
Okay.
I know they're about to open up their spot in the Heights.
I need to try that out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who you listening to right now, man?
Man.
I know you listen to all of the Not Ja artists.
Yeah, I'm Afro Beats. You know what I'm saying? I'm Afro Beats with it. You know what I'm saying? If we're, there's actually I'm actually listening to a lot of gospel rap, a lot of Christian rap.
Oh, okay.
Listen to a lot of Christian rap.
That's different.
And I've always been a big, I know Lecrae just put out a new project. I've always been a huge fan of Lecrae.
For real? I didn't know that, bro.
Yeah.
What is it about the whole gospel rap thing?
Well, for me, it started for me in college, actually. It started in college. I started tapping in more into that genre just because I, just wanted more positivity and to me though, I think it's improved so much because to me back then they all kind of sounded very similar. But I think it's improved so much, and there's some dope artists, and don't ask me Fanny because I'm still learning these new artists. but I'm tapped into the music though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, man, I've been tapped to.
Are you one of them people? Tell the truth. You one of them people that believe that like the music you listen to kind of influences your does it tie into your spirit? Yeah.
Is there a connection there spiritually?
Yeah.
Let's just look at the fact that when you look at they say the devil's the angel of music. You know what I'm saying? They say he's the angel of music. So when you just look at the fact that I think it'll be pretty naive to not think that music has a certain level of influence both physically and spiritually, for sure.
Oh,
oh no! What is that? What is that? I've never heard of that.
Never heard of that. We just went from the crazy spirituality to drop it like it's hot. Not gonna work. That is hilarious.
That is funny.
So okay. So tell me this. So we talked about the whole spirituality piece, which is dope. What are you listening to regular rap? Are you?
Yeah.
Okay,
so
you
tapped in.
I'm just
listening to everything, man.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I'm still, still bumping. I'm actually, jamming Nas heavy. Lil Baby. I think he's one of the best doing it right now currently.
Straight up, I don't like Lil Baby like that.
Oh man, you bugging, bro.
I'm bugging, man. Everybody be telling. But you know what's crazy? Okay, let me keep it real. I like his music. I don't like his voice. Not a fan of the voice. The voice don't do it for me.
My checklist 3 is the way he sounded like.
The way the sound annoys me.
Oh no.
But I like the music. It's not that he don't have the talent.
Yeah.
I I'm not a fan of the voice, bro.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's fair. I ain't got no problem with it. It'd be jamming to me.
You mean to tell me you gonna jam Lil Baby over Drake? Tell the truth.
Well, I jam Drake too, though.
Well, who better?
That's a good question. I mean, I think you gotta understand. Drake is it's hard to put even anybody that. It's hard to put anybody above Drake right now currently.
You mean to tell me?
Nah, no. If you were to ask me tit for tat, I'm gonna go Drake for sure.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go Drake for sure.
Okay, because Drake got a lot of range.
Yeah. I mean, just his very first project. We're still jamming that heavy,
bro. I'm just like, come on, man. Let's keep it simple. On, man, that's dope, man. So what's next, bro? What's next for TJ? What got you really excited?
A few things actually. Well, super excited for my conference. We just talked about that.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're in full plan mode for that right now.
We didn't hear about that connection. We wanted to hear about that connection. About these big friendships. Can you give them like a hint? Just like,
it took. I mean, when you think about the source, right? I always tell people that the best deals are best when the closer you are to the source of the deal.
Absolutely.
And so when you think about the source of who's connected in the city, well, obviously it can start at the offices, right?
Yeah.
Start with the political offices and the political space, and so it was a political play.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
we had to get a little bit political. And being connected with people that are in some of the main offices that were able to make some calls and said that now check this person out, and it wasn't just like a shoe-in. I had to meet with them. Right, I have to show them like, hey, look, this is what we were able to accomplish this past year. This is why I think we were able to go bigger at the George R. Brown for sure.
Did you?
It gave me the foot in the door, then I took it from there.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, So okay, well, we got relationships.
So we got excited about that. Also, I'm really excited about how I'm growing the mastermind, man. My mastermind is changing lives, and I'm really excited about that.
I saw the pictures.
Oh man, yeah. We just came back from Orlando. I rented out a 11-bedroom house there. Shouts out to my boy, one of my close partners in the short-term rental game, Mike. Rented out his spot, 11 bedrooms, pool in the back. It was fire, dope, super dope theme spot. Had my students stay there. Mm-hmm. So I brought 22 of my students there at the mastermind, and we spent 2 days. Day one, nothing but creative financing. How to buy your short-term rentals creatively is what we talked about all of day one. And then day two, I had my good friend Noble Crawford fly in. He talked about government contracts, how to keep your units full with government contracting. Have my guy Tristan. He flew in to talk about how you can leverage Google to keep your units full to get more direct bookings.
What's that?
Right? How to leverage Google for your direct bookings. Absolutely.
That's a play?
Oh, what? Yes. Yes, bro. You can leverage Google literally to market your direct booking website to get direct bookings through Google. Then I had my Dr. Rachel Gainsborough. She came through and taught insurance, how to leverage insurance, because understand, every day people's houses are getting flooded. Every day people's houses are catching on fire.
Fact.
And this insurance, when they tap into the insurance to get the house fixed, there's a budget for temporary housing, for temporary relocation. And there's when you are able to set your units up properly, when you're able to build connections with those agencies, right, with the insurance companies that are able to leverage your listing to house their clients, and they pay top dollar. And so she came and taught that play day two as well. So it was just a value packed, and then of course the camaraderie, the connecting, the connections, and everybody we're just a family. Everybody's supporting each other, helping each other build their business, and it's just a beautiful thing. So really happy about that, because we're just making that mastermind better and better. We're growing that. We're helping people. We're helping people get their purchase their short-term rentals. We're helping people get into the short-term rental games without owning, even if of course through other strategies.
Y'all still promoting the arbitrage method? So
the arbitrage method is still a good method. It's still a good method. I know it's gotten a lot of scrutiny lately. It's got a lot of scrutiny, but
you take a L, boy, you out of there.
Well, you don't have to be though, because there are ways that you can structure arbitrage deals to where you can still protect yourself for if certain things don't work out. if for some reason deed restriction comes in play to that to keep you from doing it, or the landlord needs their house back for whatever reason, or you're not as profitable as you expected to be, there are things that you can do to protect yourself. I mean, everything is up for negotiation. Everything's up for negotiation. When you have a property I want to rent from you, we can decide into what terms that rental is gonna come into. So you just have to do it right, and most people don't.
And
that's the problem. Most
people don't, because they don't. Do you feel like it's a lack of education in the space?
Yeah. Oh, it's definitely a lack of education in the space. A lot of people, because the barrier to entry is low. Think about it. If something's easy to get into, all I gotta do is rent the property out and list it on Airbnb. That's it. These are the people that are struggling the most. They have an Airbnb business. They have a business that's contingent on Airbnb. Now, because the barrier to entry is low, that means a lot of people are going to want to get in. And a lot of people get into it because, again, low barrier, that means get into it uneducated. Because you think you get in, thinking stuff is sweet, and then you just furnish your property, just spend money, put furniture in it, and list it on Airbnb, and think you're off to the races. I'm here to tell you that's not the case.
When do I get to tour this Houston property, man? I'm ready to tour
whenever you're ready. Whenever you're ready. We're furnishing it right now.
Oh.
Whenever you're ready.
Okay.
Yeah, you can come check it out. It's actually pretty dope to see it while it's in the process it's in right now.
Yeah. You get to see the vision before the vision.
Before it comes to yeah.
Man, I just want to say, man, thank you, man.
Man, my brother.
You know what I mean? How can the people reach you, man, if they need to get in touch with you?
Well, tap in, at TJ Tijani. On pretty much all the platforms.
All platforms.
We'll see if TikTok hangs around for forever. But
check out Tijani Sweets. That's really gonna be a thing.
So here's what I'm actually gonna do. What I'm gonna do is I'm not going to have like a one brand that represents every hotel that I buy. It will represent it, but each hotel will still have its own brand.
Gotcha.
So I'll tell you the name off of the name that we have for this one, because I don't want to say it online in case it's actually not a good name. So I'm gonna see what you think after. But it's gonna be name, by Tijani. Right. So each hotel will have like that name by whatever, just
gotcha.
Like a
like
Residence Inn
like
by
Marriott.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
That's how we'll do it. Yeah.
Okay.
And each will have its own website, its own brand.
So it'll still be by Tijani Sweets.
By Tijani Sweets. We may just call it Tijani. We'll see. Just by Tijani.
I like Tijani.
I like Tijani. Yeah, I like it too.
Different. It feels like it's something important.
Yeah.
going on.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, bro, something to think about.
Yeah.
Man. Appreciate it, bro.
Man, so I always just love this. It was just conversating, man.
Yeah,
awesome,
man. We just vibing out.
Just vibing out.
You know
Absolutely.
what I mean? Next time we got to talk. I mean, we talk music this time. Next time we got to talk like cars.
Oh, let's do it. Let's do it.
Cars next
time. Yeah. Is that something you on the way to get?
Man, no. Probably not. but it is. I do want to get the Cybertruck. I'm getting that joint.
You getting that joint?
Yeah, I'm getting that joint.
If it comes out.
If it comes out.
Yeah, if it comes out. Every time I call them, because I place an order too, every time I call them, they say, well, it's still getting built. The factory's still getting built. I said, okay. Oh, we should talk about just the state of the nation too, man. Just a lot going on right now, man. It's a lot going on. It's a lot going on.
We're going to have to do this again.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is just the beginning.
Yeah, absolutely. Man, y'all set up is